Absolutely beautiful. Let's take it for a ride. Let's turn that down. Let's see here. Let's ride it in sport. We got sport. We're gonna roll sport. What's going on, good people? Taking my beautiful 300C on a nice little quick spirited run. Last of a dying breed, guys. You know, the 300, you've heard a lot about, it seems like every time I turn on YouTube or something like that, everybody's always talking about how these cars are, you know, terrible and the worst and all that kind of stuff. And they breed a group of bad people and all these other things. I disagree, of course. You know, let's see. Oh, she so sounds so good. Don't you agree? Anyway, I was feeling a little sad today, guys. It's probably my last nice little test drive of my 23 Chrysler 300C. Ordered it. I didn't think I was gonna get the order in time, but I was one of the first people to order it in that 12-hour period that this car got completely sold out, guys. I know a lot of things have changed from the time that they offered this car for purchase to now. Uh, but this car was when it actually arrived. It took I took about 8 months or so for me to actually get my hands on it, a little bit longer. And when I seen the car, and it was on the showroom floor waiting for me, the car was absolutely more than I expected, to be honest with you. From a kid, that grew up homeless, uh, bumming rides, catching the bus, you know, ever wondering, when I did get a car, if I was gonna make it to my destination, in one piece. Uh, to actually be in a position to purchase a vehicle like this, was a kid's dream come true. Almost 500 horsepower. I believe it's the best combination of muscle, performance, and a sprinkle in some luxury and comfortability. This car is, uniquely designed, especially for me. It feels like, you know, bigger guy, can't fit in all the cars, but you fit in this one just fine. It's got the track and the launch control and all that kind of stuff. Just good. Let's get into one more time. Oh yeah, and that power. You say what you want, guys. The torque and the way this thing performs, uh, in my opinion, is really unmatched. It strikes a balance that most cars only dream of hitting. I've always said that this car, with the 6.4 392 engine in it, was just right for it. It didn't need a Hellcat or nothing else. It didn't need no modification. The exhaust note, everything to me was spot on. It was just the way it should have been. Only sadly enough, they only made it for the 1 year in 2000 in the U.S., 200 for Canada, and this one's, you know, uh, I can't hold on to it. I could, but it's time to grow up, and make some better financial decisions. Was when it comes down to, uh, being a grown up sucks. Uh, you stay a kid as long as you can. Have fun as long as you can. Respectfully and responsibly, of course. But when you get to be a grown up, you know, you gotta make some tough decisions. And a lot of times those tough decisions, uh, comes at a cost. Sacrificing for your family, sacrificing for the people you love, and those sorts of things, guys. Uh, you got to do it. You know, Grown ups, you know, gotta sacrifice. A man has to take what he likes and sometimes what he wants, and he's got to put those things aside. So, uh, and one of the things that I've learned that I'd really like to share with you guys is just because you can don't mean you should. Uh, One of the tougher things to learn as you get older, or as I've gotten older, is I can do a lot of things that I want to, but that doesn't mean I should. And wisdom. Uh, I've prayed for wisdom, and the more I pray for wisdom, the more delayed gratification, seems to pop up. Sometimes you get yourself in a hole, and you did trying to dig yourself out of a hole that you didn't have to be in the first place. I remember going to different car dealerships and trying to get different vehicles, and they'll point you away. You come in wanting this car here, and they'd point you away from this car. They want you to go take a look at the other lot. Don't look at the nice car. Look at these cars. Build your credit up. Yeah. Well, I got to a point where I don't have to build my credit up no more, guys, and I could just go in the dealership and pick up this beautiful, 55, $60,000 car. But in all honesty, that's not a wise decision. And so part of growing is learning that sometimes you can make a lot of bad, poor decisions, and that much I've been guilty of. Let's see here, guys. Yeah, I like that screen. Yeah. So, my advice and motivation to you is delayed gratification is a virtue of wisdom, guys. Take your time and make sure that you can do things the right way. Just because somebody tells you yes doesn't mean it's a go. Pay attention when you're buying cars, interest rates, and all that kind of stuff. Uh, because even though I could keep my car and afford to pay for right now in this stage of my life with uh, all the uncertainty and things going on, and me wanting to build some wealth for my children and grandchildren, this car really ain't in my future right now, and it's a hard lesson to learn. The great thing about this beautiful car is it wasn't hard to sell. Uh, you know, uh, there's still a strong demand for this car, which is awesome, and it'll serve somebody quite well. It's never been dogged really. It's been it's been driven, but it ain't been on getting on the lodge with it or nothing like that. Ain't been doing donuts and nothing like that. She's been a great car. Always responded. Always answered the bell. It's a true testament to engineers putting a really good effort into this car. A lot of things could have been better, uh, but in the end, it struck a really nice balance. Uh, the engine, the transmission, the powertrain of this vehicle, I believe is excellent. Uh, the way the comfort for even for a bigger gentleman of myself with all these shoulders. Just nice wide back. Really, really comfortable, guys. Can drive it for hours on end. So, my final, last dance, last review of the Chrysler 300C. Uh, she's definitely a 9.1 out of 10, guys. Quite possibly the best vehicle I've ever owned. Not even a question there. I had a 2020 Dodge Challenger Scat Pack, and she was every bit nice. But this car hits a little bit different, feels a little bit quicker, even if it's just in my mind. She's definitely more comfortable, very attractive, very attractive. 300, the Chrysler 300 was always a very attractive car, and still is. So, whether it's the exterior, interior, or powertrain, to me, this was definitely one of the best vehicles I've ever purchased. I don't know. Once I actually figure out some things, I don't know where I'll go as far as car wise goes. I still got quite a few cars because I have a problem. As most of my family and friends know, I have a car problem. But I don't know what I get next. But whatever I do decide to get next, I know for one thing, it'll be definitely a tall task for any vehicle to match up. Well, that's all I got for you guys today. Just wanted to give you a little quick update. My last little salsa two-step with my Chrysler 300. Uh, Taking her out, getting her getting her a little loose before she fades to black. It's a nice day, guys. Contrary to popular belief, I think about 65 degrees is the perfect temperature with a strong sun, light wind, beautiful fall colors here in Michigan. Even though I've learned to appreciate Michigan, even though I've hated it for many years of my life. Stinking cold. Being a California kid, just can't get used to it. Let's give it one more dance for the road, guys. Ooh, love it. That's all right, guys. As always, it's your favorite chaplain, and for most of you, your only chaplain, telling you to be blessed and be a blessing.